All right. It's pretty much car vlog number 2 here. Yeah. Something that's been on my mind recently is choices I've made over the past couple of years when it comes to uh, business, finances, friends, relationships, even buying my first house last year at 26 years old. I realized I was doing so much in the past few years of my life, all because of other people's opinions of me and other people's choices as well. I let that affect me and essentially caused me to make decisions rashly and quickly that I should have thought over way longer, or maybe didn't even shouldn't have said yes to in the first place. Ultimately, I just wanted to make this video for anybody who feels like they're being pressured right now to make decisions, quick decisions, rash decisions, whatever it might be. Ultimately, take your time with what you're doing. Life is not a race to the finish. We're all going to die one day, so enjoy the moments, enjoy the downtime, enjoy the process of going through everything. To kind of touch on one of my biggest mistakes, and I would say biggest wins as well over the past couple of years, was buying a house at 26 years old. I bought it with a business partner of mine. Unfortunately, over the past few months, or a year I should say, that we had this property, stuff has come to light where essentially right now me and this other, I would say, friend of mine are not on the best terms. The businesses we were working on, we've kind of stopped working on entirely. The house, we had plans to do renovations on it, and I wouldn't say everything's gone to pot, but ultimately I made quick decisions. I was the yes man for so many things. I realized that I feel like I've been used in situations, and ultimately, again, I was just making decisions because I felt like I should have made it at that point. I should have been quick. I should have given the yes, again, the yes man answer right away, is just saying yes to everything. I was saying yes to this, yes to that, yes to that. Just yes to everything, honestly. And for those of you who feel like you're saying yes to everything right now, take a step back, have a conversation with yourself, write down your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, see if they align with the person or the people that you are hanging out with, the people that you're making decisions with. And if you aren't making decisions with anybody else, it's just yourself, then amazing. Good for you. That's a lot better. You're better off making decisions alone. Sometimes being that lone wolf is very important, especially when you're a young man or young woman. Jumping into something right away isn't always the best idea. I mean, a lot of people say, hey, like, Adrian, you still own a property in this market. Good for you. You bought one at 26. That's amazing. It's true. Don't get me wrong. I'm not entirely upset with my decisions, but ultimately it's a learning decision. And I think God allowed me the opportunity to make that decision. I feel like at the end of the day, once this property's kind of out of the picture and I move on to something bigger and better, it all just becomes a learning lesson. So I can say I've done it in my 20s. When I wrote down my goals 5 years ago that I'd buy a house at 26 years old, it did come true. So again, the power is in the pen. Write your goals and dreams down the paper, reread it every single day, change it, make updates to them. But ultimately, you can make happen whatever you want. Don't think that just because it's not happening immediately, that's not going to happen. It happens quicker than you think. And sometimes life gives you everything to show you what you truly want and don't want. And then after you have and made certain decisions, unfortunately, you can't get out of them right away either. So it's usually a lot quicker to make the decision and to sign your life away, per se, on something, especially like a mortgage. Luckily, mine's just a 5-year and the plan's to get bought out, but it still takes time, right? Like, it took a couple months to get the house, and it's probably going to take a couple months, if not longer, to get out of this house, especially through the buyout process. But anyhow, that's more so just a learning lesson that I have for myself over the past year that I think maybe resonate with people. Maybe it's not a buying a house in that case. It could be anything. Jumping into a new career, a new job, moving, jumping into a relationship, selling stuff maybe that you want to get rid of to buy something else, and then you realize that thing that you bought you actually don't really want or like, and you wish you had the stuff that you sold. So again, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. That's a great quote that never gets old. So yeah, anything you want, you can have. But remember, take your time, think it through. Be the lone wolf for a bit. Be the lone wolf. Make your own decisions. It's better off to do it by yourself than to do it with somebody else, because at the end of the day, when you're doing it with somebody else, things can fall apart. Relationship, friendships can fall apart, whether that be mutual reasons or whatever. That just happens in life. So be your own wolf. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. And take your time, make smart decisions. Sometimes you make quick and rash decisions, and those end up becoming learning experiences, just like for myself that I'm talking about right now. I can't complain too much. I still own an asset in this market. It's still going to appreciate. I'm still going to get money out. But ultimately, it's also been a huge headache and a stress for mine over the past year. I technically bought a house an hour away from where my office is, and my job does require me to be in office at least 3 to 4 days a week. I do have the option to work remote. But yeah, I mean, it's still a pain in the ass. I essentially signed my life away to the point where I made it more uncomfortable for myself day to day. So although there are new challenges, new experiences, new hurdles to get over, I am learning, of course, and I'm taking them all as learning decisions and learning processes. But at the end of the day, be smart with your decisions. Don't jump into anything right away. Think it through. I mean, sometimes it's hard as well, right? Like, sometimes you have to make the mistake. Sometimes you have to fall off your bike to get up and learn how to not fall the next time. Just like when you're a little kid, you scrape your knee from falling on gravel. Well, you're soon going to learn that, running on the gravel and sliding isn't always the most fun thing. So it's just like the kid walking, or I should say the kid running on or around the pool. When a lifeguard yells, "Don't run," they're saying it for a reason. They've probably already had the experience of seeing another kid run around the pool, fall, get hurt. It's better to walk than to run in most cases. Again, when you're walking, you can see everything. When you're running, stuff's passing you by. You're just ignoring it all. You're saying yes to it. It's flying by your head, and you're just looking at the end result. And sometimes looking at just the end result isn't going to make you happy, isn't going to make you proud or satisfied at the end of the day. It could cause you more of a headache. But again, it could be a learning lesson that you have to go through. So yeah, that's just a quick story from me today. This whole vlog thing is new, so bear with me if it's kind of awkward or bouncing all over the place. I'm trying to start this myself, but if you find this useful, if you find it interesting at all, leave a like, leave a comment. If you hate it, leave a like, leave a comment, give a dislike. I don't really care. I'm doing my thing. I'm having fun. It helps me learn to be a little bit more out there, and just putting myself out there in general. I think it's important for people to tell their stories, to tell their experiences, to share it with others. It helps people more than you realize. And don't be afraid to share your experiences and your life experiences with others as well. It will help somebody at the end of the day. And I hope this helps the right people, or hope it finds the right person or people, and you resonate with it in some degree. So thank you, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. Take care.